Gentlemen, welcome to the Local BizCast. As you all know, I am Dr. Pete, and my guest tonight, oh my God, very exciting. We've known these guys for quite a while, but we've got Monica Berry and Matt Berry here. Is there a name of your company, or you guys are just Downtime RV?
Downtime.
Absolutely amazing. But before we get to that,
Okay.
we got to let other people know that they can get onto this podcast as well. It's very easy. You just got to find me. And considering I'm probably the loudest person in northern New Jersey, I am not that difficult to find. But if you still have a difficult time finding me, you can find me at The Dr. Pete on Instagram and TikTok. I think I'm The Dr. Pete on Facebook too. Or you can just find me at drpete@shcnj.com as well. Or just listen for me because you can hear me everywhere. And the other thing is, guys, I love bringing all this stuff to you guys. And if you love it and you like it, or if you even just a little bit, could you go to Local BizCast and like and subscribe? Because we love getting all these followers, all these subscribers. That only helps the momentum. So enough about business. Look at you guys.
Hello.
Welcome to the BizCast.
Thanks
Great
for
to be
I
inviting
love
us.
it. Do you realize you booked this so far in the beginning? We booked this very specific date because I believe we are starting RV season. Is
That's
that
right.
correct?
Yeah, and I was super excited when I knew you were supporting local businesses, and especially with Matt and I being a local couple. I thought it was just perfect.
Local couple. We talk about it. We were in town together, but you were born and bred all over here.
Yep, I moved when I was 15. and
Oh, so
came
you're
to
not
Pascagoula.
born and bred.
Not born and bred. No, it came from Teaneck, but
Oh, all right.
Very
The
fitting.
Local BizCast is now over. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Anybody in the valley? Oh, you guys, is that considered the Pascagoula Valley? Probably not.
Pascagoula Hills.
No, I'm talking about Teaneck.
No.
Teaneck, no.
But she moved here.
No.
Yeah.
Are we okay with this?
Yeah.
I know you're born and
Yeah,
bred
I
over here.
I
so-
was born and bred.
You're a Woodcliff Lakeian from, is that what we call us?
I
What do
think
we?
so. Woodcliff Lakers.
Woodcliff Lakers.
Yeah.
Right, all
we
right.
used to be the Lakers. The Woodcliff school used to be the Lakers.
Yes. Why did we go from Lakers to
No
Warriors?
idea. No idea.
I don't mind the Lakers. It was a cool basketball team.
Yeah, I loved it.
also don't mind the Warriors, to tell you the truth.
That's true.
but-
Yeah, well,
True.
why are the Cowboys not Cowboys anymore?
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
tradition.
Oh, boy. I'm going to tell you, Kelly is going to get, that's when she was on the Board of Ed, and she
Yeah,
had to
yeah.
deal with that whole
Yeah.
fallout.
Yeah.
Sorry, Kelly.
Oh, but anyway.
Pistol Pete's my man.
There you go. There you go. So, all right, Teaneck girl, 15 years old. So you moved in high school?
In high school, yeah, my
That's-
sophomore year.
That was tough,
It
no?
was really tough. Yes.
What were your parents thinking? That's very rude.
They were really thinking they were getting me into a new community and a great high school. They were ranked really high, I guess, at the time as well. And they thought it was best for my brother, too. I have a
You have a
younger
little
brother,
brother.
so
Yeah.
Heard
he
there
had
were
the
really
opportunity.
cool guys to hang out
Yeah.
with. in,
This guy!
So I was a senior, and the new
Fresh?
sophomore.
Oh, sophomore. That's right.
come
right.
on.
I'm about to say. dude,
Although
you're hitting
my
on
kids
freshmen.
now, when we tell them, they're like, "Oh my God, you guys are." She's 2 years younger.
Right. Kelly's 5 years younger than
Yeah,
me.
there you go.
Yeah, it's
so
okay.
we
And Matt
we
had a
off-
Jeep. I
Yep.
thought that was cool.
I still think that's cool. You still have a Jeep. You
Yeah,
still
I
guys
do.
have
We still
a
have
Jeep.
two.
Yep.
Yeah, you do.
So, yeah, it was interesting. Back in the day, before internet, we would sign up for winter sports or fall sports in the gym.
Uh-huh.
We'd stand online inside the paper, and I noticed that all the football players had signed up for bowling for winter sport, just to be fun and relax and hang out. As a new girl, I thought, well, if the football team can bowl, I can bowl.
That's where you're meeting the guys.
That's where I'm meeting the dudes.
Okay.
So we went to the bowling alley. Matt wasn't actually on the team, but his best buddies were. And he swung by in his fancy Jeep to hang out, and it was love at first
Did
sight.
you not know of him beforehand?
No.
I mean, he's a local
No,
legend.
Yeah,
we met at
yeah,
the
I know.
Parkway Lanes.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, we're not even talking
Before.
about
No,
Montville.
not here.
No,
I
they
drove
drove
down
us
there.
down to the Parkway Lanes.
Wow.
And that's where everything happened. They're still
Oh,
open.
my goodness gracious. The Matt, are they still open on Roof
Yeah.
They
over
are.
there? I thought they
I
turned
think
into
it-
like a paddle.
No, they renovated.
They just renovated it.
But
I
it-
think.
and it's
Not
really
that we're
nice,
hanging out
actually.
there, but-
Wait, on 4 or 46?
It's
46.
on
Oh, 46.
It's like
Okay.
It's like right as you're getting on the
Garden.
park.
No, I know
Yeah,
exactly
yeah,
where.
yeah,
I thought
yeah.
you said Route 4, and I thought it was like
Yeah.
that game time by like
No.
Englewood. I know what you're talking
Yeah.
about
Yeah,
on 46.
Parkway Lanes.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's where it all began.
That's where it all
That's right.
began. And then
I don't think anybody in our crew, I don't think we knew that. Does
No.
any of us
No.
know that?
I don't think so.
I don't know.
Wow.
Not sure if we
You
ever
guys
did.
heard it here first.
Yeah, breaking news.
Yeah, breaking news.
Then to fast forward, I went to school in San Diego. Monica still had a few years in high school, but I was working on her parents and on her to come west for school. and got them to agree to Arizona,
Yeah.
not quite San Diego, where she spent a year, and then finally came to San Diego. So we went from Woodcliff Lake eventually to San Diego.
And
Wait,
then-
hold on. Wait, you went to school in Arizona?
I went for 1 year. And
Okay.
we spent most weekends driving back and forth to see one another, and it didn't make
How
sense.
far is
In
that
my
trip?
Jeep.
6 hours.
Yeah, 500.
Woo!
I
In
did
the
500
Jeep.
miles in my Jeep with no top through the desert.
Yeah.
Woo!
And, we did a lot of concerts together, Fish, Grateful Dead,
Yes.
touring festivals. So it didn't make a lot of sense to be that far apart. And so I moved to San Diego, down to the beach.
I mean, you guys knew this early.
Yeah.
You knew this early.
And now, even now, we'll get into Downtime RV, but now if I think about it, we were always
On the road.
up and down the coast of California. Then it was a lot of Grateful Dead. But we always loved traveling. I mean, even when we've traveled to Europe, we've always rented a car and, driven out. In Spain, we spent 2 weeks, and a lot of it driving through the countryside. Italy, same thing. Always like being on the road.
I mean, does it stress you out at all? Like, I'm figuring,
Amalfi, a little bit.
Yeah, right.
Otherwise,
The roads are narrow, the
Yeah.
cars are different, the
Yeah.
people are different, the rules are
love
different.
it.
No, it was
I remember when I went into Ireland, we took the red eye into Ireland. I get there at like 4:30 in the morning. All my friends fell asleep, Kelly included and stuff like that. So I'm driving the car on the wrong side of the road.
Yeah.
I'm like,
that's
so thank
rough.
God. The highway, you get used to that pretty quickly.
Yeah.
But then you got to get off the highway. And
Yeah.
keep in mind, got there at like 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm a
Yeah.
little exhausted. So finally, after like a 2.5 hour drive on the highway, I got to get off. Now what do?
Yeah.
you gotta
How do you make a
turn.
left turn? What are
Yeah.
you talking about? Where
Yeah.
do I make this left turn?
I'll give you one better. Driving stick in those countries, which I've done. So you're on the opposite side of the car. You're driving with your left hand.
Stop it!
Yeah.
I'm
know.
I'm stressed out
Yeah.
just thinking about it.
Yeah.
I
So
mean, we showed up for a trip to Italy without hotel reservations.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
with a car reserve.
Pre-kids.
I-
and we
can
hit
see
the
that.
road and just found a hotel along the way.
I can see that.
Yeah.
You
We
guys.
took great
Yeah.
adventures. Yeah.
That's amazing. Amazing. So, and it took you this long to figure this RV thing out? This thing is going to get huge,
It did.
man. Are you
Yeah, it
kidding
did.
me?
Well,
What is such a good idea?
COVID just kicked it into gear.
Yes.
We were really feeling restless without a lot of places to go and safe places to take the kids. We wanted to visit Matt's parents in Florida. We hadn't seen them in a long time. And, that's all it took.
That was it.
Yeah.
But, I would say where this thing took a turn is the first time we wanted to rent an RV. We'd never done it before. We were going to go down to Florida, and we looked at like the big rental companies that exist. And so
Yeah.
the first one, I had to drive to Newark Airport, and this is in the back roads of Newark Airport, like pretty sketchy area. Pick up the RV, drive it back up here for us to load up. Eventually went on the trip. When you're all done, drop everything off, go back to Newark Airport, and it was just a big hassle.
Yep.
The next time we rented one, the closest one around was out in Wayne. So not the end of the world, but still, had to drive to Wayne, pick it up, and that's when our wheels started to turn on, there's no easy, quick pickup in our area for people to rent RVs.
And then there's a lot of resources like RVShare, Outdoorsy, Harvest Hosts. So, a lot of tools and resources to make the travel on
To know where
very
you can
easy.
go and everything like that.
To
Right.
rent a vehicle easily.
Right.
Harvest Host provides inexpensive or free spots along the driving path in case you don't know where to stop. A lot of breweries and farms open
Right.
up space that
Yep.
you could just stay over. Cracker Barrel.
Walmart,
there.
right? Walmart's another one?
No
Yeah.
more Walmart.
Oh,
Walmart
what?
stopped.
No.
Walmart stopped.
Seriously? That was
Cracker
like their
Barrel's
thing.
literally the last one
Place.
that
They
allows
park
you.
in their parking lot.
Why did Walmart stop?
I think they just had too many
Liability
issues, and
issues.
it was just.
I mean, that was their thing. I mean, it
was.
made sense. Are you kidding me? I still don't understand how these guys are going to need supplies. You're going to let
Yeah.
them park in your parking lot.
they're
Yeah.
gonna
Where
buy
are they going to get their
everything.
supplies?
Yeah.
From propane to this
Easy.
and everything, chips
Yeah.
and dips and
Yep.
everything like
That's
that.
right. Water, ice.
Wow.
So it made it very accessible, really easy, and inexpensive, which was also important, because we didn't know what was going to happen with COVID and
Right.
jobs and business. Things were changing. So we gave it a shot. We actually I had a minivan, a Honda minivan, and the dealership was hounding us to buy it back because at the time during COVID, cars were not available.
Right.
And we just said, okay, the car's sitting in the driveway. Nobody's using it.
Right.
We want it so badly. We were making a good amount of money back on our used vehicle. So we had cash in hand. And Matt said, hey, by the way, I just saw an RV for sale, just exactly the amount of money that we made on the car. How about we give it a shot? So,
You had nothing to lose.
nothing.
Are we talking
cash
about
in
these
hand.
huge Winnebago things? That's what you have? Or do we have like a little bit of like a
It was
cabbie?
Our first one was
Yeah.
a 30-foot big. You drive it yourself, and the whole thing's self-contained.
Yes.
Which was great because with 3 young kids and a dog, there's benefits to having that thing. Like when we're on the road to Florida, you barely have to stop. Kids take bathroom breaks. Monica would be in the kitchen, making lunch for the kids. Everyone's taking naps in their own bed, and Dad is driving, and that was great. But then we did realize, and we'll get into some of the things that we learned and why we're passing this along now to people that rent from us. But we would get to places like outside of Washington D.C. And when you're in a city with that big rig, you can't park
cannot-
anywhere.
Yeah.
So we started to see a lot of people at the campsites that were just like unhooking their camper, and then they're getting in their car and they're driving off.
Oh,
and
I
way
see.
more
That's
Yeah.
mobile.
why we shifted gears in this last.
Do you still have the first one though?
No.
We used that as a trade-in to get
Yeah,
the one
that was
our
for
learner.
2024.
Would you ever go back to that one?
Definitely.
Right? You're ready to have it both. You're just
Yes,
building a business.
that's right.
Exactly.
And then you can get the best of both worlds. Because if
That's
you're going
right.
cross country and you're not going to go to DC, or like even
Yeah.
if you're going south,
Yep.
if you're not planning on stopping in DC and doing all the sites,
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you can always rent a car in the destination where you go if really need be, but with Uber and
my
other things
God.
like that, it's
it's
really
so
pretty
easy.
manageable.
Yep.
They don't have an RV Uber like.
No,
No.
but
Like a-
like Monica was mentioning those websites. So what
Yeah.
essentially RVShare and Outdoorsy and RV Easy are like Airbnb for
the
Style
RVs.
for RV. Yeah.
But one thing that we realized, we were searching, and still to this day, and we're fine opening up the community, but you look in this area,
nothing.
there's little to nothing.
No inventory.
So
really.
we've had people renting, sure, from this immediate area, but even a lot of people from Long Island, if they're going up to upstate New York,
Yeah.
they see we're on the way, they just stop and pick it up here. We've had people from New York City a lot.
Yeah.
So just a very convenient area for people that are heading north for sure.
Right.
This is brilliant.
Yep.
And
This is brilliant.
we had movie producers rent our RV to use it as a
Yeah, like
greener.
on Castro.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Our plan is really to do birthday parties in the backyard for kids, yoga retreat trips, boys' weekends away. Really have a lot of different variety experiences with the RV, and even more importantly, Matt delivers it and picks it up. So for
As optional, yeah.
Yeah, as optional.
Yeah,
So a
yeah.
lot
I
of
was about to
our-
say you drive it over there. What do you follow him and you pick and take him home, or you
No,
just
I
Uber
just
and
go.
home?
I drop it off.
He
No.
drops it off.
Oh, that's
Okay.
right.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of the big one that
Yep.
you had a
And
drop
we
off
set
over
it
there.
up. Like,
Yeah.
so for example, one of our first rentals, we set up the picnic table with tea lights and the barbecue with s'more sticks and all of the fixings. The refrigerator was full with beer and with
Stop it.
barbecue and bagels.
Come on.
Yeah.
Are you
Sure,
kidding?
no, because
Yeah, it
for
was full
people
white glove
that
service.
what we say
Brilliant.
is for people who have never done it before, they don't want to start towing it. They get nervous about driving it. It will set it up for you, and usually you don't have to see us or anything.
Right.
So it'll be like you show up. If let's say they're going to a festival, we'll get early
You're
access.
driving it to the
We
festival.
drive
Right.
it like. I'll give you an example. Bethel Woods, which
Yeah.
is a few hours from here, last year started this huge section where you could park your RV overnight. For the weekend, we did it for a few concerts. So people, they could show up. This thing is not just set up there, but air conditioning's on. Like Monica said, fridge is filled with beer. If you want steaks to throw on the grill outside,
We have an outdoor
we set
kitchen.
everything up. So they literally show up, and it's just like a hotel room that's ready for you.
That is unreal. The only thing I have as an experience is when we went to Penn State. They have that for
Yep.
the football game,
Yep.
but it's not like not much air conditioning. You
Yeah.
bring your own little grill and everything like that. You guys are doing next level stuff with this. I think that's
And
awesome.
there were certainly families that were more experienced, and the one family went to Gatlinburg on a
tennis.
round trip, and they
Oh.
picked it up from our home. We have the bedding and all the dishes and everything ready to go, but he was very independent and more than happy to tow and take it, on his own.
Got it.
So
Do you have
all kinds.
sharp knives on there?
Yeah, we do have
Yeah,
sharp
quite
knives.
a
Sharp
few,
knives.
yeah.
We
It's
have
all about the
everything.
sharp knives. I had friends. We were down in Miami for the F1 race. That
Yep.
would have been freaking amazing
Yeah.
That
for
was
you
easy,
guys.
right?
Yeah, it was this past weekend, and we were talking about they have Airbnbs, and on their thing is we have sharp knives. And they get more hits than anybody else.
That's
And
pretty
and you
funny.
ask them why. It's because none of them them have sharp knives. It's like
And
you gotta
you're
bring out
struggling.
stuff.
I
It's
like
so
that.
amazing. So that's how they
We might have to put
brilliant.
that.
Milk and coffee is what I need. I'm not worried about
Beer.
the knives.
Like, come on, man. Beer in the fridge, steaks in the fridge.
Yeah.
I mean,
there
this
were
is
bagels and snacks, and also Matt created a really handy, easy to use binder with all the instructions on how to do everything with a QR code that goes to a video in case you're struggling and you don't know what to do.
There's that creative mind.
Yeah.
It's yours,
My
you.
marketing guy. Yeah.
There he is.
No, we make it so easy that, like, my dad always says, like, would I be able to do it? I'm like, Dad, you could do this.
Anybody.
Yes.
Yeah, it's just,
Yeah.
we were sure to get this latest RV that we now have, something that could be towed with
A
most,
standard SUV.
even a standard
SUV,
SUV.
right. As long as it has a hitch.
Yeah. It was
puller.
intentionally the lightest weight one we could find. Without
So that
having
a
to have-
Toyota RAV4 can pull it?
Just about.
Just yeah.
Pretty
I
close.
noticed it had a RAV4. So
If the
it did
RV
have a
is
hitch.
empty without a lot of gear.
Right,
Yeah.
right, yeah.
But it also, it sleeps 6 people. It's got, a full shower, bathroom, instant hot water, indoor, outdoor kitchen, TV, Wi-Fi. It is solar ready.
Enabled. We're not ready yet.
Right, yeah, when you're right, all
We
right.
can't get that yet.
But,
we have a generator and a lot of add-ons like a karaoke machine or a movie projector for the outside. Anyway, lots of creative.
Do you have
add-ons.
any
Blow-up paddleboard.
idea how
Bike.
it's just so smart?
Yep. And part of it is
bikes?
Yeah, we can hitch the bike
Yeah.
up.
Oh, you can hitch? Okay, yeah.
Yeah, there's a hitch on the back for bikes,
yeah.
but we, through our first 4 or 5 years of doing this, we forgot so many things so many times.
Right.
So this thing is now
The ultimate
loaded,
checklist.
We
We,
have the
tell
list.
people, like, they're always like, what do we need to bring? It's like, you could literally get on there with nothing.
There's toiletries and towels. And
Everything, just,
in the bathroom.
like a hotel.
Yeah. And then this year, kind of the new concept or new way of thinking about the business is I can't tell you recently how much I've seen in terms of RVs sitting in other people's driveway.
Yes.
In this local community. And you're going to
You know, right down the street. Yeah,
you've
right down
got
the
a
street
big
from
one.
us.
Yeah.
You know that one,
You'll
yeah.
see.
So
the idea is to take a property management approach. Matt has the model. We had
Yeah.
a very successful year last year renting. So for those people who would like to make money rather than have the RV sitting on the driveway, we can handle the
renting it
end-to-end
out and really that.
rental, cleanup, engaging with the customer, setting up the profile in RVShare for rentals, and make it really easy. So we're gonna give that a shot this year and see how it goes.
I think that's an even smarter thing. That's amazing. But I love if you're good. Are you guys anticipating building your fleet?
I think that's
Yeah.
that's the end goal, and part of it was this whole idea. I just thought of it. I was driving up with our oldest son from Florida because we leave the RV down in Florida near my parents over the winter, so it's not sitting here in the snow. And we were bringing it up this is a couple of years ago, and blew a tire right outside of Raleigh, North Carolina. And luckily, there was a big RV place right where we broke down, but we had to spend 8 hours there. And so for 8 hours, it was like a Tuesday or a Wednesday, and I'm watching like all these people come in and they're buying RVs. And so, I'm talking to the sales guys all day because we were just hanging around, and I'm like, how many are you guys selling? And he was saying most people now are buying like 4, 5, 6 at a time, and they're renting them out. I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, that guy just got a small one, a medium-sized one, a bigger one, and after 3 or 4 years, they turn them in and they get another new 4 or 5, and they're renting them out. I'm like, holy crap.
So I pulled out my spreadsheet and
Yep.
I started to do the math.
There we go.
Yep.
We got creative and we got the technical.
Yeah.
There
Yeah,
we
right.
go.
So the math was pretty straightforward, and if you can keep it rented for the season,
Yeah.
which is really already starting until even October, we had rentals last year.
Sure.
No, we had November.
November.
We had a family take it to Kansas City over Thanksgiving
Right.
for
So the season's
some
pretty long.
religious holiday.
Oh, and actually there was
Football? Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Arrowhead Stadium. We that's the only time I ever rented an RV in my life. Is we were in St. Louis and we drove out to Kansas City to tailgate in 2003.
Yep.
And oh my god.
Actually, another unexpected rental I forgot about was a religious family in Muncie. The grandmother invited all the grandkids
right.
for what was it? Wasn't Hanukkah?
Purim. No, they would have to agree.
No, it was
Sukkot.
like
Sukkot.
like Rosh Hashanah or something.
Oh.
Yeah.
And she didn't have enough space for all the grandkids, so she got 2 RVs, one from us
Yeah.
and one from another person. She pulled them in her driveway, and all the kids slept outside.
Are you guys
And they
listening to
celebrated
this?
the holidays.
Are you listening to
Yeah.
all the potential ideas that you can have?
Right, so if you don't want your family to stay in the house with you,
And here's
Yeah.
another one.
then you could just
Your
pull
crazy
them-
uncle. You can't trust that guy in the
Leave
house.
them in the driveway.
There
We
we
were saying
go.
during home renovations, if you just need an extra, even if it's an office, like
An
I need
office
office
space
space.
outside?
There's a lot, and people come to us for a lot of things. They ask, like, can you bring it here or there? And it's, it's just wild how people
You
think
can start
about
having it rented corporate. You guys, hey, you want to have a little RV house? Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Yep.
I'm getting into the RV business.
Yeah,
Come
come
on.
on board.
This sounds
You're not the only
amazing.
one. So we started looking at the numbers, and I mean, since COVID, RV travel has exploded.
Oh, yes.
I think
And,
they anticipated by 2029 they will have doubled in volume and sales since 2024
Yeah.
when the article came out in
Right.
Forbes.
And
Incredible.
we're like, we love like good old like travel. We go on cruises with our kids. We've traveled all around the world together. But I always say to people, it's like looking back, our kids are now, 11, 13, 15, and some of the best times that we've had as a family have been in this RV because, in our home lives, everyone's off on their phone. Now it's like you got the kids somewhat trapped. Luckily, our kids have all enjoyed
Yeah.
Yeah,
RV travel, but like looking back, I know, and a big part of what we talk about with Downtime RV is like creating awesome memories with your family. And it is, whether you're like going to upstate New York or on a cross country trip, it's just amazing. Like the places you could get to and Monica knows I love us being able to sleep out in like a remote area where there's no
Nothing.
other,
Eclipse?
otherwise there's no
Remember
other
the big
place.
eclipse?
Yeah, of
We
course.
went into
Yeah.
the mountains and
Where'd
we
you go?
watched it.
Oh my God. It was,
Up near Lake George.
Yep.
So the irony was, of course, that in that major eclipse, my in-laws, my brother-in-law, everybody lives in South Carolina, where the apex of it, like
Yeah.
in Greenville, was like within
Yeah.
0.0001 degrees. Where do we go? Detroit, Michigan. Like what? I mean,
Yeah,
are you
we didn't have
kidding
a
me?
great view, but it was still really fun.
was still amazing.
I'll give you a good Detroit story. Monica and I were we were with the RV.
I forgot about this.
Part of this is it's great with the kids, but then our 3 kids go to summer camp.
Right.
And in the
It's just the
summers,
2
Monica
of
and
us.
I, we both
No, I
work
know.
remotely, so we've had the luxury of being able to travel all over the place and work as we go. We were traveling, this was like through the U.S. and up through Detroit to get to Canada and back around. And as we were getting close to Detroit, or maybe before the trip, I knew it might be possible. I had a suit with me. But I had to essentially leave Monica for the day in Ann Arbor, hop on a plane in
campsite.
Detroit, flew to New York for a meeting for the day. I was back that night, taking my suit and tie off
And
in
we
the
went to a
RV,
concert.
and off that day for a concert.
I
The
love you
community at
guys.
the
I
campsite.
love you guys. I want to be like that, and I could probably will myself
Yeah.
one time to
Yeah.
just like, okay, calm your nerves,
Yeah.
Pete. But like, it's not going to be authentic and genuine
Yeah.
like you guys are.
Yeah.
It's just so amazing.
But the campsite community, it's great people that
Yeah.
that we meet along the on the road along the way. And actually, not too far away, the Great Divide.
Oh,
They
yeah.
do wonderful like themed events on weekends, and we've taken the kids for their birthdays with their friends.
What's
It
the
is-
Great
oh,
Divide?
the Great Divide.
Divide, it's a
It's
wonderful
45
campsite.
minutes, maybe an hour from here, near Stanhope, New Jersey.
All right, I know
And
Stanhope.
a couple like our age, you should get them on here.
Yeah.
They bought an old rundown campground like 8 or 9 years ago. They completely rebuilt the whole thing where they
Is this the one I saw on TikTok or something like that? Did they have like a famous TikTok video where they made these all modern,
Oh, I
nice
don't-
little
no,
huts?
no,
They
no,
might,
I
but they have a lot of great little structures. But their whole
And
thing
great music.
every weekend. It just started last
Great
weekend
music.
I'm getting
through
the chills.
October. They do different theme weekends where it's live music
And
so,
activities for kids and
And-
kayaking. And
so
It's
just-
1,000 degrees in here. I got the chills, guys.
Yeah.
It's like
Their
they've got-
Halloween weekend
it's-
is
their whole summer is sold out. That's how well they do this whole thing. Like it's
Mm-hmm.
really well thought out. It's clean. There's just a lot of families like us and or just groups of guys that are going there to have a good weekend. But that's just a quick, easy getaway. I've taken a couple of trips with the kids for
just the boys.
yeah, just the
Mm-hmm.
boys and get away for a couple of days.
what is
awesome.
the coolest trip? All right, you're gonna
Coolest trip?
But all right, we're gonna separate this because
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
cool family trip and then
Yeah.
there's a cool
Yeah.
Monica Matt trip.
Yeah.
So let's start with the family trip. What is the coolest place you guys went to with this RV?
I mean, I think it's just on the beach in Florida. That one.
Yeah,
there's
that
like,
was pretty
there's
great.
not. You'd be surprised. There's not that many places you could actually camp.
Drive
like
on the beach.
Sand in your feet. What's the name of the town? I'm blanking. Flagler's Beach.
Flagler's Beach.
Flagler's Beach is right on the border of Florida and Georgia.
Okay.
And you are literally parked in the sand, ocean right there.
I'm trying to think. I was at a place I remember seeing it for the first time in my life where the RVs were all parked
Yeah.
up on these
On the
little
beach.
sand.
I
Maybe it was in
looked,
South Carolina.
For
I
my
don't know.
Could be.
birthday, you planned a really nice the balloon festival.
Oh, yeah.
in
Adirondack
the
balloon.
Adirondacks.
Like hot air balloon?
Hot air
Yeah, we
balloon
went to
festival in
Saratoga.
Adirondack. Yeah.
We saw the hot air balloons
Yep.
at night. They do a wonderful show.
They allow RVs right on the
Yeah, that was a nice
ground,
story. We
and
went
that's
to the
always
Howe
for me.
Yeah.
You know, I'm the type of guy that likes my comfort and all that. So for me, something like that, it's perfect. Where you have the hot air balloon festival going on, but you want to go inside for some air conditioning and lay down, take a shower. Like that's how I like.
You got the best of all worlds.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's incredible.
I mean, in fact, I think about one of the craziest trips is we were following our favorite band Fish around.
just you two, though.
Yeah.
Just the two
All
of
right,
us,
there
and
we
we
go.
were
Well, we take the kids
we were
sometimes.
down in Alabama, and it was over 100 degrees,
Yeah.
and Monica was off having fun, but I was laying on our bed with the air conditioner set at 68, and I could just hear outside the walls guys that were just like, "Oh my God, I'm dying out here, I'm dying." And
That Alabama
I stayed
heat.
right in there until like 10 minutes before the concert, ran
Right.
in after, came out, took a shower, I was back in bed. So just having that comfort, because I always liked camping, but for me, a tent and all that,
Yeah.
just not comfortable.
Oh, you don't have to tell me.
Yeah.
As you said, you did Alabama. We did Lake of the Ozarks.
Oh, yeah.
In July. It was July 4th weekend.
Yeah.
Wow.
It must have been 106 with
Yeah.
no air
Yeah.
whatsoever. What do we have? That little tent fan, that little
Yeah.
magnetic tent fan. It's like, what is that,
No.
3 inches? Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Like,
you're not
what do you want, a
sleeping.
campfire? You don't want a campfire? What do you have to have a campfire. You got to cook and everything.
Yeah.
And,
Like
we
that.
have Wilson with us everywhere, although once we got
Good
away.
dog. Yeah.
But yeah, Wilson loves traveling on the
Yeah,
road.
yeah, I got my fish right there.
Yeah,
Stop
you
it.
do.
Come
Way
on.
to go.
Yeah, my brother just
Yeah.
played the song when we came up for the candles at his daughter's
It was
bat
great.
mitzvah.
Just this past weekend, that was nice.
Is that your favorite fish song?
It's one of them,
Yeah.
but it was perfect.
Well,
'cause,
we were driving back from Florida.
Yeah.
It was just before New Year's
Mm-hmm.
Eve, and the kids didn't know we were getting a dog. And the spot where we met the breeder was actually a rest up on 95 in
Maryland.
King of Prussia.
I know what you're
Yeah,
talking
yeah.
about.
So,
Okay.
Wilson, King of Prussia.
It's
So
part of the
it
song.
had
Oh.
to be his name.
That
And
was
we had
amazing.
no choice.
Hold on. Right before New Year's, did you make it to the Madison Square Garden
Of
concert?
course
We did.
did.
We did. With our new dog.
I don't know if you guys got
That's
delayed
why
for that
we were
one.
hauling
You
on
were
95 to
moving.
get back home.
And let,
Sorry.
Me, and let me tell you, just speaking of the fish community, Monica's been awesome about, on Facebook during the tour, if we're not using the RV, pushing it out that way. And we got connected for last year for one of the big festival for fish down in Delaware. It was like last minute, and people needed it. We weren't going, and it worked out.
Yeah.
You didn't go to a fish concert? That is the biggest news
Yeah.
we've heard all night.
Yeah,
What are
that
you
was
talking about?
unfortunate. A lot came
We
up
couldn't
at
make
that
it,
same
but
time.
we sold the our RV pass with the rental.
With the rental, and we were able to,
The
help someone
night,
out.
literally the night before. So the guy met me on the side of the Jersey Turnpike. We met halfway.
You came to my house. Remember, we were talking about that. You're like, I
Maybe.
just had to drive to freaking
Maybe.
Delaware. I remember
Maybe.
you were talking about
Maybe.
that one.
Yep.
Man. That's
And actually,
hysterical.
that actually reminds me, there's an RV and marina in Jersey City, an RV spot.
Yeah, that was wild.
So we parked the RV in Jersey City. We took
Right.
the path to
Madison Square
MSG
Garden.
for the summer tour show.
Where is it? I mean, I was in
Yeah.
Jersey City for 11 years.
There's a marina there.
Which
And
one?
we slept down in Jersey. We took
I
the
know.
path back home. We didn't have to drive. We had a place to stay. We didn't need a hotel room. We had a place to stay.
Oh my
And it
God.
worked out great. It was like a last minute.
forgot about that.
Yeah, remember?
Are you guys listening to this?
Yep.
How can we not be
Yeah.
doing this right now? I cannot wait until this gets out into the shorts and everything like that. It is amazing. Like I usually at this point, by the way, we have like a minute left, but
Yep.
it's okay.
Great
We'll keep
time.
my guy. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
But like I usually talk about, all right, what do you guys need? What kind of customers are you looking for? Who's your best customer? Like you have nailed so many things that I would have I know you guys.
Yep.
And I would have never thought of some of the things that you're talking about. But
So,
like
I
how
think
creative you guys are
More
is
and more
amazing.
young families, more and more women are actually getting excited about RV experiences. So, I think it's really everyone. I'd love to do birthday parties. I haven't had a chance to do that. Roll that RV into your backyard, have a campfire, have the kids sleeping in the RV, popcorn
I
and
love
movies
A
and
group
all.
of women
love
took
that.
it for a yoga retreat.
Yeah,
know?
you said that before,
But
right?
I do think while the experienced RVer is great, they could come pick it up and it's nice and easy. The first time RVers where we can make it so easy, and in every case when I was picking it up, there would be a comment like, "We're definitely doing this again," or even one couple was like, "We want to get our own." They started
Yeah.
asking, "How much did you pay for
Yeah,
it?" Because that ability to like not have to drive it anywhere, just show up and
It's
just
there.
living in it for a weekend
Yeah.
to get a feel for if you're going to like it or not, has been great.
You love seeing that little aha moment over there.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
everything.
yeah, totally.
I mean, and then, hoping that the property management approach turns into
Yes.
something. So for all the people out there who have an RV sitting in the driveway, give us a call.
That's another great one. I mean, again, RVs have been around forever,
Yeah.
but I can't even imagine anybody understanding, like doing this concept like
Yeah.
this. It was always a personal use, or you rent one, da, 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 da.
Yep.
But to have these and be able to,
Make money.
when you're not using it or doing anything like that,
Yeah,
just
with
somebody to
the-
manage
with
it,
the-
to make sure it's being taken care of correctly.
Set
and
up
all
the
that.
Yeah.
user manual. Set up
Yep.
the account on RVShare or Outdoorsy.
Get your QR code with a
Get
video
your
of
QR
Matt.
code.
We can spend it in a video of
That's
Matt.
it.
I want to see videos
Yeah.
of Matt all day long. That's all I got
Yeah.
to say.
They're all on Downtime RV on our YouTube page.
There
can
you go.
See every little aspect of how you, park
Well,
it.
that was a good segue. So
Yep.
how do people
Yep.
find you? Come on,
Yeah.
let's say. What are the different sources over here? So
We have a website, time2rv.com. If you just search Downtime RV, you'll find us. If you go on to any of the major apps like Outdoorsy, RVShare, RV Easy, if you just search in this area, we'll
You're the only ones. You're the top, the middle, and the bottom.
we show up first. There are
Yeah.
definitely there's others that are creeping up for sure.
And Facebook too.
And
RVShare
Facebook,
on
right?
Facebook.
We're on there as well.
Fantastic. And you have a YouTube channel?
We do.
Or is that just for the people like
That's
hey,
really, it's mainly been
technical
for
stuff.
the how to operate it, but
Yeah.
we do have like our story on how we got started
And now
things
we'll
like
have
that.
these videos.
Yeah, you will. You could have this entire thing. You could take it right off the SD card right now if
Yeah.
you wanted to.
Thanks, Pete.
No, you guys are amazing. This is so cool. I mean, in fact, like we live right next to each other, and I'm
Yep.
like, I know the story of the RV, but hearing them for the last half an hour, all this stuff, I want to use it right now. I want to use it tomorrow.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm like, this is so freaking cool.
And you know what? How cool is this local BizCast opportunity and this podcast
Yeah.
that you're doing? This is
Yeah.
really amazing, Pete. I can't believe
Thanks.
it.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm like, I wish I could tell you how selfless this is because I wanted to help the community, but like I get this exposure and I'm building. More and more people are helping. People come into my office, they see the office, they're like, "Oh my
Yeah.
god, I didn't even know you were a chiropractor." I'm like, "I'm Dr. Pete." Hey, what are you talking about? Of course.
Podcast star.
Oh yes, here I am.
Yeah.
Well, actually, sometimes from this angle, Dave Portnoy. Of
Yeah,
course. So,
totally.
look at the flop.
Wow.
You guys, everybody knows the rules. One bite challenge. Let's
Yeah.
go. Look at the undercarriage, 8.6. Here we go. So, I'll start
Pretty
signing
good.
autographs.
I've never been on this side of the desk. I do a lot of production
Yeah.
and streaming with my work, but
Well.
I've never had the chance to talk into
That's my business. Well, you listen. This is a rentable space. We rent this thing out. Everybody
It's
could
awesome.
use it. But, ladies and gentlemen, Matt Berry, Monica Berry, Downtime RV. These guys are freaking amazing, and I promise you, your experience will be so freaking fun and easy. If they said it's easy, it's even easier than that because they are just the most genuine, amazing people on the planet. You guys are awesome. Thank you so
Thanks
much
for
for
having
coming
me.
Thank
over
you
here.
for having us. It was
So
fun.
cool.
On our next local BizCast, ladies and gentlemen, we've got Heidi Nolasco. She is a home mortgage specialist. She's with CMG Home Loans. She's going to be joining us next time. But until then, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Dr. Pete, Matt and Monica Berry. This is the local BizCast. Go like, subscribe, come and contact me, whatever you're going to do. We'll see you next time.
See ya.
Take
Thank
care.
you.